Welcome to Traveler's Tales. I am your host, Greg Alonzo. Today I will be your guide through history as we take a look at your questions and comments from part 2 of The Pleasure Ladies of Ancient Greece. Before we begin, just a reminder that we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. Moving right along. Mythology tells us one thing, while archaeology tells us another. Our first question is from Olya. She asks, how is it that in ancient times people did not see sex as we do? Olya, great question. A complete answer would be of book length. In a nutshell, the people and cultures of antiquity did not restrict themselves to the same social taboos as do we. If they looked at our social and sexual mores, they would most likely not understand. Most cultures just saw sex as sex, and it was a pleasurable act. Our next question is from Paula. She asked, how lavish were the facilities at the brothels? It seems like they went to great lengths for the pleasure of their clientele. Paula, like most things, it basically depended on the level of the brothel. Those who had a better class of prostitutes definitely attracted men with more money to splurge. Next we have a comment from Heinz. He goes on to emphatically say that he disagrees with the conduct of the ancient Greeks. According to Heinz, gay is gay, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Heinz, my belief on this subject is that it is none of my business what other people do in their private lives, so long as it is consensual and no one is being exploited or hurt. I may not understand, I just accept that it is their decision. Let's press on. Our next question is from Silvero. He wants to know, how expensive were the Salonic brothels? Well, Silvero, Solon saw to it that they were affordable to all who desired to frequent these establishments. He also spent the tax monies collected wisely and on public projects that pleased the populace. Now we have a question from Angelica. She just can't understand how people could give away their daughters. Why did society accept such barbarism? Angelica, I am in total agreement with you. We should try to take into consideration that it was a different time and sadly a completely different value system and sexual mores. I could never condone giving up a child and to such a life. Our next question is from Lydia. She asks, did the wives in ancient Greece know that their husbands were hanging out in brothels? Lydia, good question. Sadly, the wives knew and just accepted it as a cultural norm. I guess in a sense they believed that this was the nature of men, and at least they weren't having an affair. Don't forget, sleeping with prostitutes wasn't considered adultery. Our next comment is from Kenya. She goes on to say that pedophilia is by far the most disgusting sexual crime. Whatever possessed the Greeks to partake in such atrocities? Kenya, you make an excellent point. I totally agree with you. Pederasty was socially acknowledged in ancient Greece as a romantic relationship. Some scholars believe that the practice was an initiation ritual and associated with military life and the religion of Zeus. I also think that the delayed marriage of aristocrats and the seclusion of women were also factors that led to the acceptance of pederasty. Now we have a question from Jackson. He wants to know if the Homeric heroes were pedophiles. Jackson, there is no formal existence of this practice in the Homeric epics. If we take a look at the relationship between Achilles and Patroclus, Homer never explicitly cast the two as lovers. However, during the classical period of Greek literature, they were depicted as lovers in the works of Aeschylus, Aeschines, and Plato. It seems to have developed in the late 7th century before the Common Era as an aspect of homosocial culture. This was also characterized by athletic and artistic nudity in their statues. We have time for one more question. Let's finish this session with a question from Armando. He wants to know, what exactly was a symposia? Well, Armando, to begin with, it means drink together. It was part of the banquet that took place after a meal. It featured music, dancing, singing, poetry, and conversation. This was definitely a male celebration. This brings us to the end of part 2 of the Pleasure Ladies of Ancient Greece. Thank you for once again joining us for this edition of Traveler's Tales. Just as a reminder, we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified each time we post new videos. For your convenience, we have also posted our email address and Instagram information. We love hearing from our subscribers, so don't hesitate to contact us with any questions or comments that you may have. If you haven't already subscribed to Traveler's Tales, please do. This really is the best way to help our channel grow. Traveler's Tales will return with more fun gods of Greek mythology. Until we meet again at the crossroads of folklore and history, Artistos.